on page 95, we were looking at the hymn by the fourth master. हम चात्रिक दीन सतगुर सरनाई, हर हर नाम बूंद मुख पाई, हर जल निध हम जल के मीने, जन नानक जल बिन मरिए जियो. So it was describing the longing of a soul to meet the ultimate energy, to experience the ultimate state of samadhi. Now, in order to get there, we were told that we need to seek the company of like-minded people who also want to reach the same stage. So in order to reach that stage, the next hymn continues the process and it says, Har jan Sant Milo mere Bhaee. It's important to understand that the word used Harjan and Sant is not in the ordinary sense. Harjan is the one who has actually experienced and actually gained the state of existence within this lifetime where he is one with one. Sant is also used in the same sense. The Gurbani is saying only the one who has already achieved something can help the others. If you have not met a person who is on the path and who can guide you onto the path, then you need to keep looking. Har jan sant milo mere bhai. Need the company of those who are sincere in the path, those who are sincere in the process. If you find such a person, then what happens? Mera har prabh dasso main bhukh lagai. Then you can seek the counsel, you can seek the guidance and say, okay, help me also onto that path. Mera har prabh dasso. And not that we don't know what or where this whole process is going to lead. But there is a mind-body resistance. As science says that according to the Newton's laws of motion, the matter has inertia. A matter in state of rest does not change its state of rest unless supplied by an external force. Same thing happens to the mind. Mind has inertia, resistance to change, resistance to movement. So you need a push. You need an outside energy supplied to the mind so that it can start moving and start moving in a direction that's not very familiar or comfortable to it. Otherwise, mind will repeat the same things again and again. It says, no, you have to have the hunger of what? Mera har prabh dasso. That Hari, that creator, that energy, main bhukh lagai, I'm hungry to meet that person, that energy. I want to experience that. So lead me in that direction. Now, in order to lead you in that direction, you're going to have to make a change. That's why there's so much of emphasis of the Sangat, of the Guru, of the outsider help, so that the inertia of the mind can be overcome. By yourself, it's not easy to do that. हर जन संत मिलो मेरे भाई, मेरा हर प्रभ दसो मैं भुख लगाई, मेरी श्रद्धा पूर जब जीवन दाते, मिल हर दर्शन मन भीजे जियो. Until you get to the ultimate state of blissfulness, the mind will be not resting properly. It will be running around into the direction of the illusionary world of senses, the Maya. So, मेरा श्रद्धा पूर जब जीवन दाते. If that is the true desire, श्रद्धा literally means the faith. मेरी श्रद्धा पूर, my desire, my requirement. O God Almighty, help me to meet such a person, help me to come into the company of such a person who himself is on the path and will also lead me to the same path. Mil sat sang sange boli har bani. Now that's where the process starts. Once you get together in the form of a sangat, as a group, then what should be done? Boli har bani. Today we are trying to understand the meaning of these things. Once we understand the meaning, then we stop arguing about it, we stop analyzing it further, we stop discussing it further, and start implementing the process, which is Boli har bani, bolna, to say the word, to repeat that word. Mil sat sang boli har bani. You take the word and you start repeating. Har har katha mere man bhani. And in that process, you only talk about the ultimate creative energy, not of the people, but of him. You discuss the stories, discuss the gyan, all of that only relating to Har Har Katha. Now the Har Har Katha is such that it can never end. Any other katha, any other story will have a beginning and an end. But story about the Creator, as the Creator is endless, so the stories are endless. As the Creator is infinite, so is the discussion infinite. So make up your mind that whenever you get together, Mil Sat Sang Boli Har Bani, you are going to do the Naam Japa. And if you are going to talk, you are only going to talk about him. Har har katha mere man bhani. Har har amrit, har man bhave, mil satgur amrit pi jai jiyo. Amrit. Amrit word comes from Amrit, the one which takes you beyond the cycle of life and death. Bear in mind that has not to do with the dead body. It's not talking about the body's death or body's birth. Amrit, the Atma, the inner energy, that would then become one with the one. Har Har Amrit, the one which takes you there. Har Man Bhave, that's the only thing that is pleasant to me. That's the only thing that I want. Mil Satguru Amrit Pije Jiyo. Then you meet that Satguru Sajjan and you taste the nectar of the freedom from cycle of life and death. The whole emphasis in these hymns is start the process, show the urgency of change, and change your mindset. A mindset that's frozen or a mindset that has inertia. How to overcome the inertia? Har jan sant milo mere bhai. go into the company, you will get encouraged. ਵਡਭਾਗੀ ਹਰ ਸੰਗਤ ਪਾਵੈ, ਭਾਗਹੀਨ ਭਰਮ ਚੋਟਾਂ ਖਾਵੈ, ਬਿਨ ਭਾਗਾ ਸਤ ਸੰਗ ਨ ਲੱਭੈ, ਬਿਨ ਸੰਗਤ ਮੈਲ ਭਰੀਜੇ ਜੀਉ. It is the biggest grace, it is the biggest blessing that you can have, that you run into the company of such people who are already on the path. Vadbhagi, great blessing. Har sangat paave, the company of those who are in touch with Hari. Vadbhagi har sangat paave. Those who are still in a state of denial, who are still in a state of argument, what would they do? Bhagheen param chota khave. Those who are always continuously arguing about it, then they are basically lost in the life. They suffer the illusionary Maya, and this is one of the biggest grace that can come. Bin bhaga satsang na labhe. Without His grace, without His blessing, you are not going to find the company of such people, those who are already on the path. And if you don't find that company, bin sangat mail prije jiyo. Without such company, the mal, the means, the mal literally doesn't mean the dirt. It is the dirt of the mind. It's the illusion of the mind. मैं आए मिलो जग जीवन प्यारे, हर हर नाम दया मन धारे, गुरमत नाम मीठा मन पाया, जन नानक नाम मन पीजे जियो. So, in the final analysis, मैं आए मिलो जग जीवन प्यारे, there is a prayer, there is a request that bless me so that I can meet such people who are on your path, who are achieving something spiritually. Har har naam daya man dhare. They will then bless me with also your name, so that Gurmat naam meetha man bhaya. So then that name, that word starts becoming dearer and dearer. Jan Nanak naam man bhije jiyo. And in repeating that, you keep on going deeper into the state of blissfulness, and you start on the road to the accomplishment of the ultimate gain. The same theme continues into the next hymn, Maajh Mehla4, page 95. Har gur gyan har ras har paya. This is something that we need to dwell on for a moment. Sikhism is not propagating a blind faith. It is saying you first understand Har Gur Gyan. Without first understanding, following blindly is not something that is very much encouraged. Because the blind faith then leads into Kriya Karam, Karam Kant. And Gurbani is very much against the Karam Kant. It basically says you should not do that which you don't know why you are doing. If you cannot defend what you are doing, simple things, the child will say, you want me to bow my head here, why? You want me to put my dollar over there, why? And if you can't explain what the dollar signifies, what the head bowing signifies, why you are doing what you are doing, then you shouldn't be doing it. Gurbani is very clear about that. Or it keeps on repeating this from time to time so that we get it internalized. Har gur gyan har ras har bhaya. It is that awareness, it is that gyan about the Hari Ras that we are after. If we were not understanding it, then what are we chasing? If we don't know that what that jnana is, the one we are talking about, and if there is no understanding that that jnana will lead to something higher than where you are right now, then why bother? हर गुर ज्ञान हर रस हर पाया, मन हर रंग राता हर रस पे आया. मन हर रंग राता रत्या जाना. There are two words in Punjabi language. One is rangya jana, the other is ratya jana. Rang literally means the color. You know, you dye a cloth and certain colors are very, very fast and they don't go bad, whereas other colors are that they go bad. So here the word used is ratya jana. Ratya jana means the color becomes so fast, so good that nothing can ever change it. Nothing can ever bring it to the colorless state. So mind should be har rang ratta. The mind should have that color of the hari rang so well that it is permanent in nature. Man har rang rata har ras pe aaya. Har har naam mukh har har boli, man har ras tul tul paunda jiyo. Har har naam mukh har har boli. Again, the emphasis is on the word's repetition. Har har naam mukh har har boli. Bolan utte zor hai. Not on singing or explaining or anything else. Man har ras tul tul paunda jiyo. Tul tul paunda means it is so much in quantity and quality that it is actually overflowing. Uchhalda pya hai. Tul tul da matlab hai uchhalda pya hai. Yeah, it's overflowing. You should be overflowing with the desire. You should be overflowing with the japa of his name. Aavo sant mein gal milaiye. मेरे प्रीतम की मैं कथा सुनाइए. हर के संत मिलो मन देवा, जो गुरबाणी मुख चाहुंदा जियो. आवो संत में गले मिलाइए. The same subject, same thought that was in the previous hymn, that Sant literally means the one who has achieved that state of existence. Go meet such a person. Seek the counsel, seek the help of such a person. When you go meet him, Aavo Sant mein gal milaiye. Then what? Mere Pritam ki main katha sunaiye. Only talk about him. Only discuss about him. Only show me the path to him. No other topic, no other discussion, no other arguments, no other questions. Just talking of God. That's basically it. मेरे प्रीतम की मैं कथा सुनाइए. हर के संत मिलो मन देवा, जो गुरबाणी मुख चाहुंदा जियो. The test of the Sant. Who is the Sant? जो गुरबाणी मुख चाहुंदा जियो. The one who is always talking of the Bani. Mukh Chauda literally means to speak only of Gurbani. Har ke Sant milo man deva. Only look for that sense, only look for that soul who is going to put you in touch with Gurbani. Not any stories, not any jokes, not any other examples, but only of Har ke Sant milo man deva, jo Gurbani mukh chaunda jiyo. That's the only thing. Now, how do we know that this is Gurbani or not? And Gurbani itself tells as to what is it Gurbani. Gurbani says, Satguru Bajo Hor Kachi Hai Bani. Unless the person has achieved the state of blissfulness, or the words coming out of that mouth would be useless. You want the one who has achieved something, who has gone somewhere doing his bhakti, doing his meditation. Har ke Sant Milo man deva, jo Gurbani mukh chauda jiyo. Vad bhagi har Sant milaya. This is going to be one of the biggest grace if you meet such a soul on the way to your journey of life. And it does not matter when you meet, where you meet, how you meet. It's irrelevant. What's relevant is that you are in touch with the soul who is in touch with that ultimate creative energy, and that can help you to move in that direction. Vadbhagi har sant milaya, gur pure har ras mukh paya. Now, how do you know that har sant milaya? He says that he will only remind you of his name. Har ras mukh paya. ਉਹ ਮੂੰਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਪਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ. ਗੁਰ ਪੂਰੇ ਹਰ ਰਸ ਮੁਖ ਪਾਇਆ. He is only giving you the word to repeat of the God Almighty and nobody else. He is not saying follow me. He is not saying do what I do. He is basically saying here is how you stay in touch with him. ਗੁਰ ਪੂਰੇ ਹਰ ਰਸ ਮੁਖ ਪਾਇਆ. ਭਾਵਹੀਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਇਆ. ਮਨਮੁਖ ਗਰਭ ਜੂਮੀ ਨਿਤ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ ਜੀਓ. But if you do not have the base, those who are not looking for it, those who are not seeking it, what is happening to them? They are bhaghi. On the other hand, the one who got it, he was bhagi. He was blessed one. The one that is not, he is the discarded one, bhaghi, the rejected one. You don't want to be included in the rejected one. You want to be included in the one who are blessed. But those who are rejected one, bhaghin sadgur nahi paya. Okay, fine. Then what happens to them? Manmukh garbh joni nit pauda jiyo. It is then his cycle of life and death become perpetual. He keeps on being born, spend some time, go back, be born again, spend some time. And that's how his life falls into that cycle, which is one of the more painful process than the other one, where you transcend the cycle of life and death. How that happens? Aap dayal daya prabhatahi. The benevolent one, the gracious one. If you are desirous, if you have that hunger, if you that have yearning, then he will bless you with his grace. Malhame dikhya sab niwari. He will help you to get rid of your ego. Nanak had patan vich kaya arlande gurumukh sauda jiyo. If you are desirous of that state, that is the key. This cannot be forced on you. You have to ask for it. You have to seek it. That's one thing that is very, very clear, that you will be given the food and the shelter and all that without even for asking for. Whatever you deserve, you will get it. But the name, the meditation, the bhakti, you will not get it till you ask for it. So, if you ask for it, then malhame bikhya sab nivari. Nanak hat patan vich kaya arlande gurumukh sauda jiyo. Then you will be able to receive that grace for which this life has been dedicated to. But if you are not of that state of mind, then it will not force it on you. That's one thing for sure. Meditation the bhakti, Naam Simran, all of that is the individual choice. Either you choose to have it or you choose to not to have it. If you choose to not to have it, it will not be forced on you. You will be given the time and space to think about it as long as you need to think about it. And those who are already on the path, what are they doing? On page 96, the next hymn. How Gun Gobind Har Naam Te Ai, Mil Sangat Naam Man Naam Vasai, Har Prav Agam Agochar Swami, Mil Sadgur Har Ras Piche Jiyo. Those who are on the path, they are doing How Gun Gobind Har Naam Te Ai. They are in the memory of the good, in the memory of the name of the Almighty. And whenever he gets a chance, Mil Sangat, whenever he gets a chance to sit in the Sangat of like-minded people, they exercise more, they practice more, so that Mane Naam Vasai, that it becomes part of our breathing process. Har Prabh Agam Agochar Swami, Mil Sadgur Har Ras Piche Jiyo. The creative energy, the highest of all, Har Prabh Agam Agochar Swami. That creative energy, Mil Sadgur Har Ras Piche Jiyo. After meeting, after the company of the Sadguru, you get the taste of the real thing. Dhan dhan har jin har prabh jata. Dhan dhan har jin har prabh jata. The blessed are the ones who have started on that, taken the step in that direction. Jaye pucha jan har ki bata. Meet such people, ask the question about him. Jaye pucha jan har ki bata. Hari diyan gallan karo. Usde bare sawal pucho. If you are doing that, then paal melova, mal mal tova, mil har jan har raspi, har sar piche jiyo. Then you are in the true service, paal melova, mal mal tova, mil har jan har sar piche jiyo. There is no other way of serving the God Almighty. Why? Paal melova. God doesn't have the feet. So how I am going to serve him? He says, his service is dhan dhan har jan jin har prabh jata, jaye kushan jan har ki bata. If you are talking about him only, that is what his service is. Pa malova malmal bova mil har jan har asli se jiyo. That is the true service of the godliness. Stay in meditation, talk about him and nothing else. That is his service. That is his seva. There is no other way of serving someone who has no body, who has no physical existence. How are you going to make it? How are you going to have the service of such a entity? Just remembering him is the service. Amrit Satgur Dete Naam Diraya, Vadbhagi Gur Darshan Paya, Amrit Ras Sach Amrit Boli Gur Pure Amrit Liche Jiyo. Satgur Dete Naam Diraya. If you are in the company of the one who is already there, he will do what? He says he will help you to memorize the name. Naam Diraya. You will not be able to forget it. Vadbhagi Gur Darshan Paya. It will then lead you to his darshan, lead you to see him face to face. Amrit ras, such Amrit boli, Gurpure Amrit lije jiyo. That is what the transcendence, that's what the real nectar of life is. The name, the reciting of his name, the meditation on his name, that is the Amrit ras. Amrit boli, that is the word, that the true word. What does true word mean? When Gurbani says, Aad such, Jugaad such, Heavy such, Nanak Hosi be such. That is the true word. The truth and the fact, they are two different things. 2 plus 2 equals 4 is a fact. It's not truth. But he is, he shall be, that is the truth. And so when we use the words, we need to be careful as to what it is trying to point out. Amrit ras sach amrit boli, Gurpure amrit liche jiyo. Har sat sangat satpurkh milaiye. The only way you can meet the Satpurukh is that you are in the Satsangat. Earlier it was said, Nirpaga Satsangana Labbe, the Sangat Mehla4 jiyo. Once you are in the right company, the right company is doing what? The right company is also putting you on the path of the meditation. Har Sat Sangat Satpurukh milaiye, Mil Sat Sangat Har Naam te aiye. The purpose of the Sangat is to go into the meditation of Naam Dhyana. Mil Sat Sangat Har Naam the aiye. Nanak har katha suni mukh boli, Gurmat har naam pariche jiyo. So, listen to this word from him, repeat the words for him, and understand what is being said. Stay in continuous meditation. That's the only way to achieve the goal of the life, that is to get rid of the cycle of life and death. Next hymn basically emphasizes the same, and it says, Avo Bhaee tusi Milo pyariya, jo mera pritam dase, iske hau variya, Mil sat sangat ladda har sajjan hau sadgur beto kumaya jiyo. Avo Bhaee tusi Milo pyariya. It's not asking, Sikhism is not asking to run out of the world or go anywhere else. It's basically actually saying, no, stay in the society and meet. Meet regularly. Avo Bhaee tusi Milo. Come and sit together. But to do what? Jo mera pritam dasse. Anyone amongst all of us who is talking about the story of him, who is talking about that godliness, that creative energy, I am in service to such a soul. Jo mera pritam dasse, iske how warrior. I surrender my ego, how, the self, to that person who is continuously, constantly repeating his name. Very important concept here. Listen to this again. Avo Bhaee tusi Milo pyariya. Oh friends, come on, let's get together. And then, what are we doing? Jo mera pritam dasse tiske hau variya. The one who talks about him, I am indebted to this person. I am in service to that person. Mil sat sangat ladda har sajjan hao satgur viton ko maya jiyo. That is how, out of the sangat, you find there will be at least one amongst those who are together who talks about only God and nothing but God, talks about nothing but meditation. And to that, you surrender yourself. Jai Jai Dekha Teh Teh Swami. If you are in that state, and if you are talking about that, what will happen? So Jai Jai Dekha Teh Teh Swami. Then wherever you look, you will not see the boy or the man or the woman or the girl. You will see it's him sitting there. Jai Jai Dekha Teh Teh Swami. You will not be focused on the body consciousness. You will be focused on the soul consciousness. And that is a change. That's a major shift in observation. Jai Jai Dekha Teh Teh Swami Tu Ghat Ghat Ravya Antarjami. He is everywhere, in everyone. Gur Pure Har Naal Dikha Liya on Sadgur Vittu Sadvaya Jiyo. Gur Pure Har Naal Dikha Liya. That is the Guru's grace that he was able to show the Hari as to where it is hidden and how to experientially personify it. Gur Pure Har Naal Dikha Liya on Satgur Vittu Sadvaya Jiyo. I am so much indebted to that Guru who has actually shown me where the ultimate energy is hidden. Eko pani, eko pavan mati, sab eka jyot sabaiya, sab eka jyot varte bhin bhin, na rale kise di relaiya, gur prasadi ek nagri aaya, haun sadgur vitton vasaya jiyo. Eko pavan mati sab eka. Everything is made from the same material. Every single one is made from the same material. Same earth, same water, same agan, the fire, same earth, same akash. It's only a different shape and form, but the material is the same. Just as you take a gold and you can make a bangle out of it, or you can make a necklace out of it, you can make an earring out of it, but ultimately it is the same gold that's being shaped, and that's what is being hinted here. Eko Pavan. Mati Saveka. Saveka Jyot Sabaiya. And not only that, the power that makes the body move is also the same. Saveka Jyot. So what's different? Only the bodies are different. Everything else is exactly the same. It came from the same source. It's going to go back into the same source. And the drama just continues that the same Jyoti is keep on moving the body. Sab eka jyot varte bhin bhin, na rale kise ji relaiye. See that energy, sab eka jyot, what's happening? Varte bhin bhin. Is just acting in a different fashion depending upon the body it is acting through. Na rale kise di relaiya, and it does not mix with anybody. In other words, whatever I am doing is not mixing with anybody else. So my doing, even though the energy is the same, is different than your doing. Gur Prasadi ek nadri aaya, हाँ सदगुरु बिटो बताया जियो. Guru Prasadi ek nagri aaya. This secret that there is only one is not just a theory. It's not just only in concept. it is a reality. Gur Prasadi ek nagari aaya. Gurubani says, yes, with the Guru's grace, I have seen it and I can vouch for it. I can tell you that there is only one and you can see it if you follow the path. Jan Nanak bole Amrit Bani, Gur Sikha ke man pyari bhani, Updesh kare Guru Satgur Pura, Guru Satgur par upkariya jiyo. This is the true word, Jan Nanak bole Amrit Bani. This is the true word, Gur Sikha ke man pyari bhani. And those who are on the path of Guru Nanak's life, then they also would worship, they will also accept and internalize this Bani. Upadesh kare Gur Sadgur Pura. The complete master will only do the complete job by putting in touch with the ultimate energy, Gur Satgur Parupakariya Jiyo, because that's what Guru's job is. That's why Guru comes here for the purpose of helping everybody else. These are the 7 Chaupade Mehla4 ke. So we will take a pause here and next time we will pick up the new Bani that will start. So we are ending the session about 15 minutes earlier so that if there is any discussion. I know when I keep on speaking monotonously, sometimes these things don't make sense and there is not much link as to what's being said. So we will open for discussion for anything because we have done 4 hymns today instead of 1, which we normally do. So with that, I thank you all for coming and thank you for listening. I'm now going to open the lines.